Imagine this. A young woman, scraping by on minimum wage, stumbles upon three tiny, wailing infants discarded like trash in a city landfill at dusk. Her heart shatters, and in that split-second choice to scoop them up, she doesn't just save their lives. She rewrites her own destiny forever. But what happens when the biological father, a powerful man emerging from a 5-year coma, demands them back? Can love forged in hardship survive the pull of blood and wealth? Buckle up, because this tale of sacrifice, secrets, and second chances will grip you from the first cry to the final embrace. If stories of resilience and redemption hit you right in the feels, smash that subscribe button now. Trust me, you won't want to miss how this unfolds. Let's dive in. Fay Atwood had always been the picture of quiet strength, the kind that doesn't shout but carries mountains. At 20, fresh out of college with honors in business administration, she landed a junior role at a mid-sized logistics firm in the bustling heart of the city. Her salary? Barely enough to cover rent for the family's cramped 2-bedroom apartment, let alone dreams. But Fay wasn't one to complain. Growing up in a modest home where her father chauffeured for the elite while her mother patched clothes for neighbors, she learned early that opportunity was something you clawed for, not waited on. Her dad, Mr. Atwood, brought home stories of glittering mansions and whispered scandals from the upper crust, but for the Atwoods, dinner was rice and beans, and college tuition came from Fay's side gigs, tutoring, waitressing, even entering local beauty pageants where her porcelain skin cascading dark waves and sharp wit turned heads and won crowns. "You're our ticket out," her mother, Florence, would say with a mix of pride and pressure, eyeing Fay's report cards like lottery tickets. Love? That was a luxury Fay shelved. Her father had been a steel wall against suitors during her school years. "Focus on your books, girl. Boys are distractions," and the habit stuck. At 25, she was still single, her evenings filled with spreadsheets and sibling homework help for her younger brother, Ari, who was grinding through his own degree in engineering. Their neighbor Ben, a sweet rideshare driver with earnest eyes, had tried his luck once, arriving at their gate with roses and a shy grin. "Mrs. Florence, is Fay home?" he'd asked, voice hopeful. Florence didn't even let him cross the threshold. "Ben, love, you're a good kid, but let's be real. You're pedaling uphill here. My girl's got degrees and dreams. You barely scrape high school. Find someone on your level." Ben slunk away, cheeks burning, and never returned. Whispers rippled through the neighborhood. "Pretty girl, sure, but that mother's got a tongue sharper than a switchblade." Fay and Ari stung in silence. They adored Florence, but her ruthless ambition to see her daughters snag rich husbands and hoist the family from poverty had isolated her, turning friends into foes and suitors into ghosts. Fay's rock was Maxine, her childhood bestie and now office confidant, who had scooped up Ben after the rejection. "He's a keeper," Maxine would laugh over coffee. No trace of awkwardness between them. "And you? Still married to your career?" Fay would shrug, content in her solitude. "Kids and white picket fences can wait. Right now, it's just me and the grind." They had pinky sworn as teens to sync their lives. Weddings, babies, the works, but fate had other scripts. That script flipped on a humid evening 5 years ago. Fay clocked out late from the office, her feet aching in sensible flats, when a piercing wail cut through the twilight haze near the city landfill. Trash bags rustled like ghosts, and there, half buried in a wicker basket amid discarded diapers and fast food wrappers, were 3 newborns, 2 boys and a girl, pink-faced and furious, their tiny fists flailing against the chill. Abandoned, fresh enough that no scavengers had found them yet. Fay's pulse thundered. "Call the authorities," her brain screamed. But her heart? It roared louder. "Oh, sweet babies," she whispered, scooping the basket into her arms. A drunk stumbling bike could end them. No, she couldn't leave them to that. Basket heavy against her hip, she hailed a cab home, stomach knotted with dread over her parents' reaction. The apartment door creaked open to Florence's gasp. "Fay Atwood, what in heaven's name?" The basket hit the table, and 3 sets of lungs unleashed a symphony of sobs. Ari bolted from his room, eyes wide. "Sis, are these puppies?" "No, wait, babies." They're adorable. He peered in, already smitten, while Florence recoiled like they'd spat acid. What did you get them? The street? A dumpster? Take them to CPS right now, Fay. We're not running a nursery for strays. Fay sank onto the couch, cradling the girl who quieted against her chest. Mom, please. It's dark out there. No one's claimed them yet. What if the wrong people do? I'll take responsibility, I swear. If parents show up with proof, fine. But until then, her voice cracked, that maternal pull already rooting deep. Ari bounced the fussy boy, cooing nonsense, his grin infectious. I'll help, sis. Formula runs, diaper duty. I'm in. Florence's scowl deepened, but Mr. Atwood arrived just then, his chauffeur uniform rumpled from a long day. One look at the trio, swaddled in Aries' old onesies, eyes like polished onyx, and his stern face melted. Poor little souls. They stay, Florence. At least till we know more. He charmed them with gentle rocking, humming an old lullaby. That night, as the babies nursed from makeshift bottles of warmed milk Fay dashed out to buy, the house hushed into a fragile peace. What do we call them? Ari whispered from the doorway, where Fay sat cross-legged on her bed, the three nestled like puzzle pieces against her. This one's Cade, strong and steady. She kissed the boy's downy head. The girl, with lashes like feather fans, earned a soft smile. Talia, like a star. Ari nodded at the last. Cyrus, the explorer. From that moment, the triplets weren't foundlings. They were family. Life morphed overnight into a beautiful chaos. Fay's nights blurred with midnight feedings, her days a sprint between desk job and diaper changes. Ari tag-teamed when he could, but Florence? She griped endlessly. Formula's gold these days, and for what? Other people's burdens? Refusing to touch a bottle. Desperate for balance, Fay hired Nanny Mary, a warm widow from down the block, for $30 a day till 5. You're a godsend, Fay told her, handing over the first paycheck. The triplets thrived, chubby cheeks, gummy grins, but Florence's resentment simmered. One blistering afternoon, Fay raced home early, overtime be damned, only to find the house eerily still. Mom? Nanny Mary? Babies? Panic clawed her throat. No cries, no coos. Ari was at night class, Dad at work. Neighbors shrugged. No sign of Florence with a stroller. She fumbled for her phone, fingers trembling when tires crunched outside. Dad's old sedan pulled up, and relief flooded her as he emerged, Cyrus bundled in his arms. Trailing were a stone-faced Florence and Mary, each lugging a twin, faces flushed. Dad, what? Fay snatched Cade, heart hammering. Inside, over lukewarm tea, the story spilled. Florence had marched to a park, Nanny Mary in tow, to hand the babies to a nice Chinese-American couple from church. Childless, loaded, desperate. They'd give them a real life, Florence defended, chin jutted. Dad had tailed her all morning, intervening just as papers were drawn. You almost shattered us, woman, he thundered, voice low but lethal. These aren't trash to pawn off. They're ours now. Florence stormed to the bedroom, door slamming like thunder. The triplets wailed in sync, as if echoing Fay's breaking heart. That night, curled beside their crib, Fay's resolve hardened. Fear not. What if Mom tried again? By dawn, she'd hatched a plan. Her own place, no matter the cost. Ari overheard from the hall, his voice cracking with fury at their mother. How could you, Mom? They're innocents. Fay pulled him aside, the sleeping babes a balm. I'm leaving tomorrow. It's safer. Aries' eyes welled. But I'll miss them, their giggles, the mess. Take me too. She hugged him fierce. Visit anytime. Little bro Nanny Mary's still on payroll. Dad blessed the move with a wad of cash for my grandbabies, while Florence seethed in silence, her glare a silent curse. By evening, Fay had a shoebox rental in a quieter suburb. 1 bedroom, a kitchenette, and space for dreams. Packing was swift, goodbyes gut-wrenching. Be good, Mom, Fay murmured, respectful to the end. Florence turned away, but not before a flicker of regret crossed her face. Single motherhood hit like a freight train. Rent, formula, Mary's wage, Fay's checks vanished like smoke. Overtime became her shadow, but shortfalls loomed. She'd borrow from Maxine, pay me in hugs, girl, or co-workers, guilt twisting her gut. No remittances home meant Aries' tuition lagged, so Dad sneaked 20s during visits, treats in tow. For the little ones, he'd insist, eyes twinkling. Dad, give it to Mom, Aries struggling. He pressed it into her palm. Hush, you're raising miracles. Hearing grandkids from him? Pure magic. Months blurred into milestones. First steps that toppled furniture. First words, Mama, from Talia, melting Fay into puddles. At 2, they toddled like ducklings, draining bottles like pros, outpacing Nanny Mary's spry steps. Ari crashed over post-shift, chipping in rent from his part-time gig. Sis, marry me instead. Problem solved. He'd quip, dodging her swat. Coworker Albert tried too. All charm and cafeteria lunches. Let me lighten that load, Fay. We're good together. She'd laugh it off. Kids first, Al. Always. The office buzzed with assumptions. The triplets were Fay's, courtesy of a deadbeat ex. Only Maxine knew the truth. Landfill angels, she'd call them, and kept it locked. Baptism day came at 2, full names etched, Kate, Talia, and Cyrus Atwood. No claims surfaced. They were hers, heart deep. Routine rooted her. Dawn breakfast, school drops, kindergarten at 5, evenings of baths and bedtime stories. A year prior, she'd quit the firm for an online boutique. Handmade kids' clothes, sourced cheap and sold with love. God's grace, she'd whisper, tallying sales that just cover the chaos. Weekends? Park picnics, where Cade chased pigeons, Cyrus built sand empires, and Talia braided wildflowers into Fay's hair. Mom, you're the prettiest, she'd declare, dimples flashing. Fay's exhaustion vanished in those hugs. One was enough to recharge. 5 years in, on a sun-dappled Saturday, no school, just bonding. Talia spun in her yellow frock, ribbon bow perfect. Look at me, Mom. You're mini-me. Fay pinched her cheek. All you, Starlight. The boys, scrubbed in tees and shorts, chorus from the door. Ready. Gate in sight, a taxi brake hard. Ari tumbled out, face drawn. Sis, talk. Inside, overjuice, the bomb dropped. Mom, bedridden, lungs flooded, post-surgery, but fading. Dad worked doubles. Ari juggled classes and shifts. She needs you. Won't admit it. Pride's her armor. But she's slipping. Fay's chest tightened. Why hide it? Ari sighed. You know her. Fay turned her back. But she cries at night, mumbling your name. Part plans shelved, Fay bundled the kids and drove home. First time in years. Florence lay frail, cheeks hollowed, a ghost of the firebrand who'd once ruled with iron words. Fay's tears fell hot. Mom, I'm here. Florence's eyes fluttered open, sharpening on her daughter. You came? After I. Voice a rasp, but the hug came tentative, then fierce. Forgive me, child. I was scared, poor, proud, foolish. Sobs mingled, walls crumbling. Never leaving again, Fay vowed. In that bed, with triplets peeking shy, forgiveness bloomed. Miles away, in a sterile hospital suite, Harrison Donnelly stirred from darkness. 5 years in coma, vegetable on machines, and now laughter. Children's voices, high and wild, pierced the fog. His fingers twitched, monitors beeped frenzy. Harrison, his mother, elegant Mrs. Donnelly, lunged for the call button. Doctors swarmed, pupils reactive, vitals spiking. He's back. Weak as a newborn, Harrison rasped. Mom? Lights seared, memories crashing. The cliffside drive with Minerva, his bride of bliss, brakes screeching failure, metal twisting fate. The triplets, mere months old, safe with trusted friend Irma while they honeymooned. Where's Minerva? The babies? His mother's face crumpled. Son, she's gone. Crash took her. The kids vanished. Irma handed them off in panic. We searched, but agony clawed him raw. Wife stolen, heirs lost. Fist clenched, he vowed silent. Find them. Punish the shadows. Discharge brought graveside grief. Minerva's stone cold under his palm. I'll make it right, love. For us. Home was a mausoleum of memories. Nursery untouched. Triplets' photos mocking the silence. They be 5 now, gap-toothed and curious. Donna, his ex from wilder days, hovered like smoke, cheating betrayal long buried. Yet here she was, supporting per his mother's insistence. I found you, Harrison. Let me help heal. Her touch lingered too long. He shrugged free. Alone, Donna. Always was with her. Logan, his fixer and friend, got the brief. Track Irma, unearth the kids. On it, boss. We'll bring him home. Back at the Atwoods, reconciliation flowered slow. Florence mended, propped by pillows, while Triplets tiptoed in one dawn. Fay out on deliveries. Shoo, Grandma's poorly, Talia bossed, but curiosity won. Cade's hand brushed hers, Cyrus mimicked. Whispers carried love's weight. Florence stirred, eyes softening on Talia's cherub face. Not mad, dears. Company's welcome. They piled on, tails tumbling. Park adventures, mom's tickle fights. Regret stung Florence. Fay's devotion to these strays shamed her own hardness. Your mama's a saint, she murmured, drawing them close. Fay's errand soured quick. Grocery run on scooter, spotting a prowler jimmying a sleek sedan. Hey, thief! Her shout spooked him. Laptop clutched, he bolted, straight into a guard's grip. Cops swarmed. The creep pointed frantic. Her! Accomplice, look out! Fay's protest drowned in cuffs. At the precinct, the owner arrived. Tall, chiseled jaw, eyes like storm clouds. Harrison Donnelly. Time froze. Mr. Donnelly, these two targeted your ride. The thief smirked. Fay pleaded. I stopped him, asked the guard. Harrison's gaze pinned her, innocent fire in her stance. CCTV. Now. Footage cleared her. Thief to lock up. Grateful, Harrison offered a lift. Thank you. Fay murmured, cheeks warm. Harrison. And you. Fay. Handshake lingered, his smile. Electric. Stay safe out there. She waved him off, scolding her flutter. Kids, Fay. Focus. Home was hugs and havoc. Triplets mobbing her, Ari stirring soup, Dad visiting with tales. Jail? You sis? Hero stuff. Laughter eased the shakes, but caution lingered. Florence sipped soup Fay brought, color returning. Proud of you, girl. Always were. Harrison's hunt heated. Logan cornered Irma in a landfill shantytown, her confession spilling. Left them basket-bound when you vanished. A kind woman, young, fierce, took them in. Raises them like blood. Heart slamming, Harrison begged coordinates. Show me. Encampment reeked of despair, but hope propelled. Irma's directions led to a neat bungalow, Fay's. Knock echoed, door cracked. Harrison's breath hitched. Her, the precinct savior, towel draped, eyes wary. You? Tracking my place. Nervous laugh masked shock. Talk. Inside, toys tidy, air lemon fresh. Kids' first baths. He paced, pulse roaring. Minutes later, Talia patted in. Minerva's echo in her button nose, dark curls. Chest seized. This was daughter. Hey, pretty. Name. Kneeling, voice thick. Talia. Brothers Cade, Cyrus. Hug crushed him. Tears pricked. I'm Daddy, Angel. Here for you all. Talia's eyes saucered. Real Daddy. She bolted, squealing summons. Boys tumbled out, pajama-clad. Fay trailed, basket in arms. Photos flashed, newborn proofs. Coma, crash, loss tumbled from Harrison raw. Truth landed gentle. He was theirs. Fay's ache mirrored his, joy for them, grief for her void. Before you go, favor? Tears brimmed. Take me too. They need me. Harrison's nod was instant. Caregiver? Health, family. Move in, salary, home, everything. Can't rip you apart. Relief crashed, agreement sealed. Calls flew, Donnelly summoned. Grandpa's tears flowed. Grandma swept them in his silk embraces. Ari balked, proof? No way. But evidence silenced. And he stays close, he promised, kissing chubby cheeks. Talia tugged Fay. Come too. Always pedal. Florence beamed from bed. Go, child. For them. Harrison's aid flowed. Debts cleared. Futures funded. No price matched their gift to her. Mansion odd. Marble halls. Gardens vast. Our castle, Dad. Kate gasped. Ours, Harrison affirmed. Room sprawled, toys galore, beds cloud soft. With mom tonight? Fay asked shy. Tradition holds. Dinner charmed. Donnelly's doting, housekeepers hovering. Harrison plated Fay's favorites. Blush bloomed. Gazes locked till giggles shattered. Donna intruded then, smile plastic. Future mommy here. Kids blinked, then Talia's stage whispered, "We got one." Forks scraped, Donna deflated. Terrace later, Harrison iced her out. Past dead, Donna. Minerva lives in them. Not you. Fay overheard whispers. Donna's scheming history from staff. Relief washed, but a seed stirred. Stars wheeled as Harrison found her. Marry me, Fay. For them, us. Jaw slackened. Donna's poison. Wedding's antidote. Palm at his, warm spread. Yes. Grins ignited. Night hum promise. Wedding whispers spread. Donna's rage festered. Bert, her spurned hire, flipped. Photos of her break sabotage. Bomb plots with lover Roy. Cops pounced. Evidence damning. Minerva's killer unmasked. Donnelly's reeled, disowning the viper. Donna's cell ended in despair's grip. Life snuffed. Justice dodged. Harrison's cold fire banked. Peace reclaimed. Church bells pealed simple, intimate. Vows traded under stained glass. I do. Fay breathed. Harrison's kiss sealed eternity. Honeymoon haze birthed routine bliss. Boardroom days for him. Boutique blooms for her. Triplets chaos the glue. Ari dated free. Florence thrived under aid. One eve, Harrison nuzzled home. Day good, love. Logan's gifts, your delay. Tease drew laugh. Bed beckoned till kids stormed. Basketball, dad. Wing tossed. Later, kitchen called Fay. Laughter trailed. A year on, new cries joined. Another triplet set, brown-eyed wonders. Home double joy. Hardships dust. Fate's twist? From landfill lows to legacy highs. Fay's leap inspired. Love claims what blood can't. Family? Chosen, fierce forever.